Hello Year 9, in this video we will learn how to find an unknown side of a right angle triangle using a trigonometric ratio. Okay, so for example 11, we want to find the value of each pronumeral. So remember, a pronumeral is a letter that represents a value. Here in our diagram, a letter that represents a value is D. Okay, we want to find the value of D correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so the first thing I will do, I will label the 3 sides of my right angle triangle. Now remember, opposite to the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse, and opposite to my given angle is the opposite side, and we are left with the adjacent, which run along the given angle and the 90-degree angle. Okay, that's the first step. And the second step, I will use my mnemonic SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so what are the 2 sides that I'm interested in? I have the hypotenuse 15.2 meters, and I have this unknown side, which is the adjacent. Okay, so I'm going to use these 2 informations to determine which one I would use, sine, cos, or tan. Now, hypotenuse and adjacent. For sine, there is opposite side and hypotenuse involved. Okay, so we don't know anything about the opposite, so I'm going to ignore sine. So for cos, there is adjacent and the hypotenuse that are involved in the trigonometric ratio. So here I have a hypotenuse and the adjacent, therefore I'll choose to use cos. Okay, so remember, the trigonometric ratio is cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, now that I have this equation, I will substitute the given information. We know that theta is represented by 58 degrees, so I will write cos 58 equals, the length of my adjacent is represented by pronumeral D, so I'll write D divided by my hypotenuse is 15.2 meters. Okay, now because I want to find the value of D, I will rewrite this equation so that D is on the left hand side of the equation. Okay, now D is on the left and I want D on its own. How do I get D on its own? I will have to get rid of 15.2. So one way of doing this is to multiply both sides by 15.2. Okay, so 15.2 multiplied by D divided by 15.2 equals 15.2 multiplied by cos 58. Okay, so here in this situation, 15.2 will cancel each other out, and we will be left with D equals 15.2 times cos 58. So I will enter this on my calculator. So make sure your calculator is in degrees. So here we have 15.2 multiplied by cos 58 equals, so 8.054 ... Okay, now we want to approximate this, the value of D, to 2 decimal places. So it would be 8.05. Okay, so we're going to look at part B. So moving on with example 11, okay, we're given another right angle triangle and we want to find the pronumeral, which is P in this case, to 2 decimal places. So first of all, I will label the 3 sides of my right angle triangle. So opposite my 90 degree is the hypotenuse, and opposite the given angle is the opposite side, and we're left with the adjacent. It runs along 90 degrees and 33 degrees. Okay, that's the first step. Second step, I will use SOHCAHTOA. Okay, now which two sides are involved? Opposite is involved with P and hypotenuse with 20 meters. Okay, so I have O and H, opposite and hypotenuse. So which of sine, cos, tan have both opposite and hypotenuse? So in this case it would be sine. Okay, we have opposite divided by hypotenuse. So I'll write the trigonometric ratio, which is sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Now that we have this equation, we're going to substitute the given information. So sine theta is represented by 33 degrees equals, the opposite side is represented by pronumeral P divided by the hypotenuse, which is 20 meter. Okay, again, I would rearrange my equation here so that P is on the left hand side. Again, I want the pronumeral on its own on the left hand side, so I have to get rid of the 20 down the bottom. So one way of doing this is to multiply both sides by 20. So 20 multiplied by P divided by 20 equals 20 multiplied by sine 33. Okay, so here 2 20's cancel out. We're left with P equals, I'm going to use my calculator to work out 20 times sine 33. So here I have 20 multiplied by sine 33, and that gives me 10.89 dot. Again, remember, the question wants us to approximate the answer corrected to decimal places, so that would be 10.90.